Hi you lovely lot, it's Artemis Game here and I'm back to explain how people much more talented than I am should do their job. Not really, sort of. Episode 8 of The Last of Us is called When We Are in Need, and I think as a community we are all in need at this point because we've had so many gut punches from this show. As always, no spoils and watch my other stuff. Okay, let's go! Call me prejudiced, but whenever a TV show starts with a group of people reading from the Bible, I just know that these people are going to be the crazy kind of people. This is good setup for them being crazy people later.
Ground is too cold to dig.
This is a good line. It tells us a lot about the character without a lot of exposition. He's a leader, but he's also got a no-nonsense attitude about him. He's not going to placate these people, even in times of sensitivity or grief, and not a single person challenges this. What he says is law, or God's will in this case. This also speaks about the crazy people I've just mentioned, because they're probably not crazy, just deadened from 20 years of hardship. In the game, it was pretty heavily suggested that this cult knew that they were eating people. However, here, they're supposed to be more innocent. I don't know if I trust David's opinion in this case. I think he sees what he wants to see, and in the case of this, I think a lot of these people know that they're doing disgusting things. But as we see later in the episode, David's not the nicest of people, and as the old saying goes, ignorance is bliss. There's my boy! I know the whole world and their nan know this by now, but just in case you don't know, that's Trey Barker, the guy who voices Joel in the games. Ellie taking care of Joel, man. My little heart can't take it. No, don't kill the buddy again! Oh, never mind. That's a happy change. I forgot that this Ellie is a bit of an idiot. It's okay, she's got the bigger, better prize anyway. Why did Dia make the same sounds as clickers? Now I'm terrified of Dia. Like, was that supposed to be a clicker sound? And in that case, why are you doing this to us lads? Neil Druckmann said many times that this is not a zombie story, and that's fine, I get it. But by now, I'm sort of thinking, was there any point in having zombies? You could have just had an asteroid or a nuclear war kill off people, and you could have saved yourself all the money by not having to make this cool Basically, I mean to say is, show me the zombies. This show perfectly gets across that humans are actually more dangerous than the cordyceps. And yes, I know they've established many times that it's too cold for zombies to survive up here, but they could have given me like a frozen zombie jump scare and I would have been happy with that. And I can't believe of all people I've just said that. But yeah, don't tease me with the sounds and then don't show me a single clicker. That's just mean. Anyway, plot, story, where was I? Yes. So the can I have 10 seconds of your timeline was used very wisely to introduce David and James and to humanise them both. Again, it shows that David is a smart cookie. But we're only getting one episode dedicated to this part of the story. So lines like this are important to establish how he was able to become the leader of such a large following and have absolutely no backlash whatsoever when he hits children and then forces people to eat people. In this scene, you honestly do get a sense that they're the good guys, maybe also in the same boat as Ellie, but I do think this is spoilt by the Bible scene at the very start, which consequently takes away from this scene later with Ellie and David. The trope's quite a common one. Usually the religious fanatics are the bad guys. What have you got to say about that, God? So yeah, the bombshell that he might actually have ulterior motives here with Ellie is somewhat diminished by the fact that I already know that he's probably going to be a bad guy. Hang on, it's just dawned on me that this is the second to last episode. They still have a lot of ground to cover between now and the end of the story. I've got a horrible feeling that this episode might be rushed. I'll come back to that thought maybe. Hello, it's future Artemis here with the verdict. Is this rushed? Well, yes and no. Mainly no though. I would have liked to have seen parts of the last episode and parts of this episode maybe spliced together, meaning that we could have had more time to introduce David and his cult into the story. I suppose this is for no real reason though, because what they did with David in 45 minutes is still absolutely amazing. He's sufficiently creepy and he has a great impact on the story, giving Bella Ramsey lots of opportunities to shine as Ellie. I don't know, I just wanted more. I always want more. I'm such a greedy girl. I must admit, I didn't expect David to be this good. He didn't look creepy enough for me, but yeah, this guy was everything that I wanted him to be. He nailed it. They expanded on him in a really good way. So in the game, you get the impression that this guy's worldview is somewhat warped and he's a tad on the crazy train, but sure, David is just an evil. His saying that he was a teacher absolutely terrified me for reasons that we'll get into. Anyway, Ellie completes her quest and secures medicine she has no idea what to do with. Dr. Ellie to the rescue! I love the detail that they go into showing people wolfing down this food. It made me want to vomit. Back to Ellie being cute and helpless and giving the horse some TLC so that I can get more attached to it, and this will hurt even more in 2 minutes. Goodbye, you noble stallion of peace and love. We thank you for your service. May your long and peaceful sleep begin. May you only eat sugar cubes and... Christ, I care more about the death of this horse than I do about the death of several named characters. Anyway, Ellie gets caught off guard, and through the power of adrenaline and maybe a bit of plot armor, Joel is cured, sort of. Ellie wakes up in the Hilton, and David shows us that he's totally sane by locking this 14-year-old girl in a cage. Honestly, I just fucking love Joel. Man was almost dead half an hour ago, and here he is getting shit done and destroying the kneecaps of hairy cannibals, all for the love of Ellie. Honestly, I know I shouldn't love Joel, but I do. And I want to say more, but I'll leave that until next week's episode. The important takeaway is that it isn't about a cure anymore for Joel. He's willing to do anything to protect Ellie and to keep those two together. This is the real Joel. This is the Joel that's been surviving for 20 years, but now he's got something to live for, and nobody is taking that away from him. So David thinks he's cordyceps. He thinks he's the good guy and demonstrates this by describing himself as the bad guy in the most twisted logic ever. It's great writing. I'm going to say the same thing that I said the first time I ever played this game. A pedo and a cannibal. Jesus Christ, he's ticked some boxes there, like, and he break his finger, little girl. Woo! The man just travelled 4 miles with a hole in him, and he looks a bit tired at most. Can we assume at this point that Joel's invincible? Joel knows Ellie's there because of a backpack keyring. He also finds the dead horse, which should be more upsetting, but then, you know, the dead people being prepared like pigs sort of takes away from the shock of a dead horse somewhat. This scene is exactly like the game. Oh shit, bye game Joel. I mean, nope, can't remember. Didn't even bother to learn his name. I knew it was a waste of brain space. Being serious for a second though, at first I thought it would be a little bit off-putting hearing Joel's voice not coming out of Joel's body. However, we get a great performance from a somewhat nobody character in the game. Baker is a really good actor, and he made Joel the character that he is, which allowed Pedro Pascal to bring Joel to life in live action. So well done, my man. Fun fact, I almost rage quit the game at this point. I must have spent about 2 hours trying to shiv this f***er. Run away! Uh-oh! Ah! Come on. Oh fuck, I just don't get it. I sneaked up behind him. I repeatedly pressed the triangle button and nothing happened. He was definitely the worst boss to fight and possibly the scariest. This character was awful. And I mean, like, duh. But I mean, he was the worst. Also, duh. I mean, worse than all the zombies. But that's because it could be real. This guy could be out there. While the show does a really good job of convincing us that the cordyceps outbreak could happen in real life, this isn't going to happen. Whereas a maths teacher turned religious fanatic who was a paedophilic cannibal is the type of stuff that I listen to fall asleep to at night, actually. It's terrifying, and it makes David the scariest thing we've come across.
So I'm gonna keep you, and I'm gonna teach you.
Oh, I'm going to need therapy after that line. I love how long the camera stays on Ellie. What a good creative decision.
It's okay, baby girl. Oh, I got you.
No, you're crying. This directly mirrors what he said to Sarah in the first episode. He's come full circle, and he's found the person to take his daughter's place. This isn't healthy, but it's all Joel's got. He isn't losing Ellie like he lost Sarah. I really want to do a Joel character breakdown from a psychologist's perspective, so let me know if that's something that you're interested in. I can't believe there's only one episode left. This channel has grown quite a lot since I started doing The Last of Us content, so I might continue to do so if that's what you fancy. Let me know if there's anything particularly that you want to see in the comments. And thank you guys, honestly, you're the best. Anyway, if you've enjoyed my ramblings, press all the buttons, do all the things, and remember I stream on Twitch every Wednesday and Thursday, so stop by and say hi. I'll see you next week. Toodaloo!